Howdy-ho, Stampers. Deb Valder here, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am going to show you another Christmas card that is absolutely gorgeous, elegant. I'm using two different stamp sets. One of them is called the Beauty of the Season, and it's just a gorgeous stamp set. I'm going to be using the words from that stamp set, and from this one, I'm going to be using this holly berry mistletoe type stamp. It's from an open heart, and you probably won't look at it as a Christmas stamp because there's nothing that says it's Christmas. It's in our big catalog, and it's just a very pretty stamp set, and I wanted to use this for this card. This, like I said, is a very elegant card. It is done with silver embossing. It is done with silver foil paper, and I'm giving you a sneak peek at one of our brand new punches, and I'm going to have a drawing for one of these very shortly. So stay tuned to my blog, and you can see how you can get one for free. So let me just start by showing you how to do the card. I started with a piece of cardstock that was 11 by 4 1/4, and I scored it at 5 1/2, just my normal card. Then, for all the other measurements, I'm going to just have you go to my blog because it takes up too much time giving you all the measurements. I'm just going to have you go to my blog. The measurements for all of these will be there. All right? So the first thing that I did was I stamped the words on the bottom. And the reason I did that was because that is going to be what determines where everything else goes. So I stamped them with Versamark ink, I put my silver embossing powder on, and I heated it. I'll show you how to emboss this one, but I just wanted to show you that that's what I did. The next thing that I did was I took my chevron punch and 2 pieces of cardstock. Now I like to start with a 12-inch strip so that I have some wiggle room, and you'll see what I mean by wiggle room after a while. You can do an 11 by by the measurement of what this is, an 11-inch piece of paper, and cut it at 5 1/2, but then you have to be so exact. So if you have access to 12 by 12 paper, cut it cut it 6 by 1 3/8. All right. So that's what I have here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my punch. I always do mine upside down, and I'm going to start it going from left to right. I'm going to take and I'm going to push this over until it goes beyond this one just a little bit. All right, you want to make sure that it is flush with this piece over here and this piece over here. So I constantly take and push this down as far as it'll go. So again, I'm going to go over and I'm going to punch. Okay, now the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to take and you're going to move it over, and you're going to, again, lining it up, making sure that you can feel that it's against this little piece right down here, all right? And then you only have one that isn't punched, and you're going to punch again. So we're going to move it over. I'm going to take it from this side because now I need to feed it from the right, and pushing it all the way down. If you want to check it before you do it, you can do that too, just to make sure that it is even with the lip on the other side. Now let me just push it back just a little bit, and then we're going to take and we're going to punch, so that when you're done you have these pieces right here. So I did it for both my pieces, and then what you're going to do is we're going to need to put them together. So here we have 2 of our pieces going the same way, and I need to put them together. Now to do that, you need to take and you need to have the pattern going the opposite way. So I could just flip it to make the pattern go the opposite way, but then what's going to happen is my, I don't care how precise you are, you're going to have one side that's always bigger than the other side, okay? So by doing that, we just want to make sure that the sides are the same. So I'm going to just kind of line this up and see which one is the same. Okay, so this is the way I punch them. Alrighty, so now what we need to do, we need to keep this, like this is my smaller side than this side, and it's only by a hair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to flip it upside down, just like this, okay? Because now my little sides and my big sides are still the same. Let me do that again. It starts out like this. These are both the same size, okay? Now what I'm doing is I'm just flipping them so they go this way. Alrighty, now what we have to do is we have to put it together. So this top piece is going to go underneath this piece right here. All right, so it's underneath there. Now I have to take and I have to put each one of these underneath, just like this. Now you'll notice that they're off center just a little bit. We'll center them up after we get all these put together. So here I am, just taking and putting them together. Okay, we got all those together. Now what I'm going to do, watch the pattern right here. You can take and you can move it up or you can move it down. You see how these are changing right inside here? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line it up with the one up on the top, and that's going to be my the top of my I think we'll do it this way. This is going to be the top, okay, because we've got a straight edge right here. This will be the top of my lattice. Okay. All right. Now to adhere that, what I would do is I would take and just put a little bit of my multi-purpose liquid glue in the corner, just to start it. Okay. Just make sure these are nice and even. Okay. There we go. I'm just going to lift this little corner up right here. Take my adhesive. Just put a little dot right there, lay it down. Oops, let's get it back to, let's get our adhesive on, and then I'll align it. Okay, so there's those two. I'm just going to take and I'm going to line it up. Now I don't want to do the bottom yet, because remember, this is bigger than 5.5. So I have to just take and glue it together just on the top to hold it. Now I'm going to take my silver foil paper, and like I said, the measurements are going to be on my my blog, so hop on over to that. And I'm going to take my multi-purpose liquid glue, just a little bit. You don't want to do too much. And I'm just going to just put some dots here and there to adhere it, making sure that I get my corners, because those are the ones that we want to definitely adhere strongly. Okay? You'll notice I didn't go all the way down. I'm going to go back and do that again. So now what I'm doing is I'm just adding it to my silver foil paper. There's a little lip on both sides, and it's all nice and centered. Okay? So that's this piece right here. Now I'm going to just set that aside to dry while I'm working on my silver embossing. Okay? So I'm just going to set that aside to dry a little bit. Make sure you put the top on your adhesive, because it will dry out and clog. So we don't want that to happen. So now let's do this part right here. So I'm going to take my, my card base that I already embossed this on. I'm going to take my Versamark ink, and then I'm going to take my stamp. And I have my wood-mounted stamp, and I'm just going to ink it up with my Versamark ink. And that's why I like doing my verse first, because then I can kind of center where this is going to go. So I'm just going to lay it down. I think I'll make it go this way so that the stem goes off to the side, and stamp. All right, and then what I'm going to do is use my silver embossing powder and throw it right on here like this. I have to tell you that 16 years ago when I started stamping, embossing is what got me hooked. Hook, line, and sinker. And I just absolutely love doing. So what I like to do is I like to take my paintbrush and just make sure that there isn't any embossing powder where I don't want it to be. So I'm just brushing this off just like that. Okay, now let's take our heat gun, and like I said, this is what really got me hooked on stamping. Okay, so that's our embossing part right there, and the only thing we have left to do is to add our embellishments. So the one that I was working on is right here, and the first thing that I need to do is to just trim off this piece. Remember I said that there's a little bit of wiggle room? So by having this piece right here, all I have to do is to take my scissors or your Stampin' Up! Trimmer, but I think it's just as easy to just follow along on that with your scissors, with your paper snips, and Now you have your piece ready to go on there. So all I have to do is to take my, I like to use fast fuse for this part of it, but I'm going to use, actually what I'm going to use is my snail, because my fast fuse is not right here by my desk. But I do like to do that when I'm using any kind of heavier cardstock, and the foil paper is a little bit heavier than our cardstock. So here is my top, and I'm just going to add that right to the side. Okay, and if you need to trim off any more off the bottom, you can do that too. Okay, so there's that. And then my final embellishment, like I said, I can't show it to you yet, but is our new punch. It's a mini punch. Do you see how cute that bow is? What I did was I punched out 2 of them, and it gave me enough pieces to do this cute, adorable little bow. And I'm going to add that with my mini glue dot here, and I'll just add that to the top up here, just like that. And that's our card for today. I hope you enjoyed my post. Oh, one other thing. Remember I told you, I forgot to tell you this, to show you the end part of it. But remember I said that there's going to be a few little spots that you're going to need to just put your little glue on. So I'm just going to do that right now. See, I'm lifting up the little white piece there and the little white piece there, and then your card is going to be all adhered together. Let's just move this over so that it all lines up, and there you go. So here are our cards for today. I hope you enjoyed my post. Hop on over to my blog for the measurements. If you have any questions, let me know. Take care and have a great day.